fences. Jump with the cross fence first of all, then a couple in the home straight, 3 in the home straight, and then a circuit. Here are the runners and riders, 15 of them. Number 1 is Andreas, a Cheltenham winner this year, Ruby Walsh. 2 is Crossbow Creek, Jock Thornton. Number 3 is Priorsdale, Barry Fenton. 4, Hasty Prince, AP McCoy. 5, Demi Bow, Barry Garrity. Number 6 is Greenhope, Andrew Tinkler. 7, Magic Sky, Charlie Post. 8, Marcel, Timmy Murphy. Down to 9, Jack's Crack, Tony Evans. 10 is Alf, Matty Batchelor. 11, Locksmith, Wilson Rennick. 12, Marshall Hall, Graham Lee. 13, Bambi Delorme is the mount of Dominic Ellsworth. 14, Kit Carson, David Casey. And 15, Stan, is Liam Treadwell claiming the 3.
Hasty Prince and Andreas are the joint favourites here in what is turning out to be a very competitive market and an open-looking contest, and that's something that we haven't seen too much of with regard to punters so far. 11-2 each of 2, with Marshall Hall at 7s and Bambi Delorme. That's the interesting one. They backed that one from 8s into 7s, and it's very tight on the exchanges as well. Jack's Crack is 10s into 9-1 as well, and they've a bit of support for 1 or 2 of the outsiders, but nothing really comparison to the top 2. Andreas and Hasty Prince, the 11-2 market leaders. There's 15 runners, and how our punters wish there was just 1 more, because there's only 3 places if you're on each way.
Well, yes, what a super race this is, and what a difference from the last race. Here, the handicap chase, and we've got horses with lots and lots of form. Should be easier to work out here, because so many of them met last time at Cheltenham. Andreas turned out to be the winner in the end. Ruby Walsh is on board for Paul Nicholls, but a lot were behind. Let's reflect on this. Hasty Prince, McCoy on the outside there, but a lot more in behind, Norman. Is there any reason why they should change around? Bambi Delorme, Greenhope?
Yeah, possibly, Richard, but you can see Andreas on the right, missed the second last. Tony McCoy set sail for home on Hasty Prince. Looked as though he'd won, and several times before Andreas has looked as though he hasn't quite finished his races, and this, for some unknown reason, in one of the stiffest tracks in the country, he's picked up. Maybe when he switched on the outside of Hasty Prince, he picked up and ran all the way to the line. On this run, he's going to take a lot of beating today, but on his previous runs, I'm not so sure that he's that tough, but he's kept galloping all the way to the line. Hasty Prince has got a huge chance today, but I find it hard to see the ones behind him on the day reversing places. They're the 2 horses, meet again after meeting a couple of weeks ago at Cheltenham. That's Hasty Prince. He's not as big.
And a very interesting thing that Angus just said, he thought McCoy came too soon at Cheltenham.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I think this horse kept going to the line. It's just when Andreas switched, he quickened up a little. But 5-1 favourite, Hasty Prince. He's got a little bit of a pull in the weights today. Tony McCoy, as we've seen already, is in good form, and this fella's a real professional little jumper. He jumps from fence to fence, and he loved the ground.
Now, in the blue colours, the Plantation Stud. The Plantation Stud, of course, is in Newmarket, owned by an Irishman, Dermot O'Rourke. And now this horse has run up a sequence of 3 in a row.
Absolutely, he's a horse with every chance. He's got to step up again. Trained by Ferdy Murphy and ridden by Graham Lee, who's having a terrific season, first season with Ferdy. But he's only won little races up the north, hence he's only got 10 stone 2 on his back. But if he's improving as the way he looks to be winning his races, he's probably a bit of value at 7-1.
The negative I can see is all his wins have been on heavy or soft ground, you know, although this is perfect ground.
It's perfect, and possibly Richard would. I don't think Ferdy Murphy's too clever. He wouldn't come here. I don't think this horse had no chance.
Now this is one I fancy. Even Bambi Delorme, the grey horse, Ian Williams, Dominic Ellsworth on board. He's got a bit of ground on that videotape we showed you to make up on Andreas and Hasty Prince from the Cheltenham race, but he did just make a mistake early on, and I think it unsettled him.
Yeah, he's usually quite a good jumper, and yeah, it's very difficult. Cheltenham sharp and a tricky up and down track. He's got a little bit of a chance, I think.
Well, it sounds like they're being called out very quickly.
Number 9,
John Spearing. Jim, you'll be having them, and you'll be calling his horse Simon on Saturday. But another one. 2. If we go left hand, we'll see. I'm not quite close enough to see who that is. Oh, Well, would you believe it? Wilson Rennick there riding in David Johnson's colours for Peter Monteith. Peter has got a lot of horses for David Johnson now.
Yeah, there's quite a few up there. This horse usually makes the running. He's very, very quick, and I'm sure he wants to get a flyer. But this will be fast and furious. A lot of these want to race up at the pace. Some lightweights as well, and I'm sure they'll go a hell of a gallop.
He's got very big bandages on his hind legs right up to his hocks, so he obviously gets pretty low at his fences. Well, let's go and join Jim to call him home.
Marcel is the one around the outside there, so he's got a bit of a flyer. He was moving in as the starter let them go. Coming to the first of 12, and Locksmith the first one over, and landed awkwardly there, but landed okay. Lost one down at the back. Down the back there is a faller at the first as they come into the home straight now. And it's Locksmith who's out in front here from Demi Bow, 3 or 4 lengths away. Then in third follows Prior's Dale as they get over that, and it was Elf who went. Matty Batchelor, who had a double yesterday at Hereford, is walking away a bit gingerly there. Turn of luck here today. So as they go over the next, that was an open ditch in the home straight. It's Locksmith the leader from Demi Bow, 2 lengths away in third is Prior's Dale. Then Stan on the near side in the hooped sleeves there as they come up towards the one that'll be the last next time round. Then Kit Carson over on the far side. Greenhope is there in the centre as the leaders clear it well. Bambi DeLorme the grey tucked away on the inside. Further back in the field then is Marshall Hall, who's on the inside in the tartan sleeves. Andreas, the Grand Annual winner, in the centre. Then on the near side, Marcel, followed then by Crossbow Creek, who's back in the field, followed then by Magic Sky. Travelling pretty wide around that turn as they made that was Hasty Prince, about third last at this stage. Jack's Crack drops back to last as they head down the back now. And the riderless Elf is some way behind the field. Having now to the fifth, and the leader Demi Bow on the inside of Locksmith. They clear it together. Well clear of Prior's Dale. Jack's Crack not jumping at all well back towards the rear. Kit Carson up in second place, and then also Greenhope and Stan is there as well, followed by Bambi DeLorme as they come now to the sixth. Further back is Marshall Hall and Andreas, and there's a faller well back in the field there. Just coming to grief there. His colours obscured at the moment, but as they continue their journey over the far side of the course, and it's Demi Bow on the inside of Locksmith together by a length and a half to in third place now Prior's Dale. Further back in the field then is Andreas, and Stan is getting closer out very wide on the track. Greenhope is behind them. Prior's Dale coming under pressure now. They're followed by Marshall Hall, who's well back. Andreas is out deep on the track as they round that corner and race across the top of the track. They're back where they started, and Locksmith and Demi Bow on the inside with a noseband coming now towards 4 out. Locksmith jumped it enthusiastically. Stan on the outside though moves up as a threat. Demi Bow coming under pressure. Andreas is coming into it with the Marshall Hall, and further back in the field then as they swing the corner, Bambi DeLorme, and then Hasty Prince right around the outside also trying to get into the argument. Coming now towards 3 out. And it's on the far side, Locksmith being tackled now by Stan. There 2 or 3 lengths to Andreas, followed then by Marshall Hall, who's running on well from Bambi DeLorme and Greenhope. Stan made a mistake and Andreas is gone. Andreas is gone. A mistake there by Stan as they head over now towards the inside rail. And coming up now towards the last, it's Marshall Hall on the near side, who ranges up to the grey Bambi DeLorme. They're clear then of Locksmith and Stan, and Greenhope behind them. One left to jump now. Bambi DeLorme the far side went through the top of it. Marshall Hall tries hard to get on terms now, but Bambi DeLorme is quicker away from that jump and is going on to victory. Bambi DeLorme, Dominic Ellsworth wins it by a length and a half. Second Marshall Hall, a gap then to Locksmith, followed by Greenhope and then Magic Sky. Stan was further back, followed by Hasty Prince. They're followed then by Kit Carson. Then Demi Bow behind them from Prior's Dale, then Crossbow Creek. And Ruby Walsh has come to grief from Andreas. He's walking away, as you can see, after that very heavy fall. He'll be, he looks okay. He'll be wearing the same colours on Hedge Hunter on Saturday in the Grand National. But Bambi DeLorme is the winner, ridden by Dominic Ellsworth. Bambi DeLorme owned by Mr. and Mrs. John Poynton, trained by Ian Williams, ridden by Dominic Ellsworth. Second, number 12, Marshall Hall, Graham Lee. Third, number 11, Locksmith, Wilson Rennick. And fourth, number 6, Greenhope, the mount of Andrew Tinkler.